Hi everyone, it's me, John Whaite, and I'm thrilled to be back here on the Waitrose channel. Today I'm making something that's quite peculiar. You might never have heard of a Bostock, but I'm making Bostocks, and I'm making hot cross bun Bostocks, which is a great way of using leftover hot cross buns that might have gone a little bit dry. This is a great way of amplifying them and making them into something even more spectacular. And the best thing about this is that it is dead simple to do. For those of you who don't know what a Bostock is, traditionally it's a slice of brioche with a smear of almond cream on top and then some fruit, and it's baked and it's all soaked in a syrup first. And I'm going to use that principle but using hot cross buns, and believe you me, when I tried this recipe I was quiet, and I'm never quiet, but they were that good. So please do make these. So the first thing I'm going to make is the syrup, which I'm going to soak the hot cross buns with. So I'm going to zest an unwaxed lemon into my pan. And if you've got lemons that are waxed, just run them under a hot tap and give them a bit of a scrub with a clean sponge, and that'll take all the wax off. You could of course make an orange syrup, a grapefruit syrup. You could infuse the syrup with star anise, you could infuse it with vanilla, cinnamon, whatever floats your boat, chuck it in your syrup. And I've just realised that my scales are in my microwave, so I'm going to get them out. Useful storage. I now need 50 mils or grams of lemon juice. Okay, so I've got the lemon juice, the lemon zest in there. You can't have a syrup without sugar, so in with the sugar. And if you want the full recipe, which I'm sure you do, the link to it is down in the video description. And then, completely optional, but I love cardamom, 2 cardamom pods. And these just offer a kind of, just a little subtle hint of flavour. It's very haunting flavour, cardamom. It's like, ooh, there's a ghost in my syrup. And I'm going to bruise these, which sounds more aggressive than it is. So all the seeds, which is where the most flavour is, are exposed. There we go. So cardamom pods into the syrup, and that just needs to be boiled. And as soon as it boils, I'll whip it off the heat, and that is the syrup done. While my lemon syrup cools, I'm going to make the almond cream, commonly known as a frangipan, but actually it's not a frangipan unless it's got creme pâtissière in there. Not a lot of people know that, so a little secret fact for you. So this is technically an almond cream. So into my bowl of my mixer, I'm going to put some ground almonds, and the rest of these you can use for making macarons if you dare. Almond biscuits, almond-based cakes. There's so much you can do with ground almonds these days. Add some sugar as well. And if you wanted to experiment with flavours, you could make a lime syrup and then use ground coconut instead of almond, and you've got a very tropical Bostock there. And then some unsalted butter. And on the note of salt, just a 1/4 teaspoon of fine salt. And before I add the egg, I'm going to get this mixed now, because then the butter will break down in the friction of the sugar. Okay, so just as soon as that starts to come together, I can then throw in the egg, or gently place the egg in. And then just to amplify that almond flavour a bit more, I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. There's something about that smell of marzipan and almonds that's just so Eastery. And beat those in. Oh, just smell that, won't you? So good. So I've just sliced the hot cross buns in half as though you were going to put them under the grill or toast them, and put them cut side up onto a baking tray. And then I'm going to take that syrup and soak each hot cross bun in that lemony, cardamom-y syrup. It's such a hard word to say, cardamom-y. Cardamom-y. And that's why it's quite good if your hot cross buns are a little bit on the dry side. Then they absorb that syrup and it makes them cakey and glorious and just so lemony you go, ooh. Okay, so just keep going until all of that syrup is used up. So just dollop onto the hot cross buns. Oh, as neatly as you can, John. Although really, it doesn't matter when you're baking at home, does it? If you make a mess, you make a mess. Make mess, make memory, that's what I like to say. So once you've dolloped the almond cream onto the hot cross buns, just spread it out right to the edge of each hot cross bun like that. So on top of the almond cream, I'm going to put some raspberries, just 3 raspberries, and I like to put them in the middle of each bun. I always love how these raspberries are so super sharp and sour, and they work so well against that lovely sweet almond cream. Now for some flaked almonds, just around the rim. The flaked almonds you can pop in your baking cupboard and use them in cupcakes, cookies. They're also lovely on cereal and granola. You can grind them up to make ground almonds. There's so much you can do with a flaked almond. Into the oven with these, 20-25 minutes, and once they're lovely and golden brown, whip them out. So here they are, all beautifully golden brown, and the best bit about Bostocks is that tiny little bit that seeps over the edge and goes all crispy and crunchy, and that's the bit you've got to savour. And the outside will be beautifully crispy, but thanks to that syrup and the almond cream, the inside will be soft and cakey and glorious. And I think these will benefit from just a little dusting of icing sugar, and so a dusting of icing sugar they shall have. And if you do try this recipe, or even make your own variation of it, please let me know in the comments. And you might not have known before what a Bostock is, but you certainly do now. Here it is, my hot cross bun Bostock. It's a great way of using leftover hot cross buns that haven't been eaten yet. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and click the subscribe button, and I'll be back very soon with some more recipes. Until then, it's Bostock time.